the current upstream. So I was like, even if I don't feel like going, I'm gonna go. And I went, and I had an amazing time. I mean, I wrote this down in a journal, and I reading it recently after he passed away, just a year ago, and just seeing the different hashgacha pratis happened because of that trip. That trip was such a worm. Just it was triggered by Pfeffer just and many other the Barmkeit. I don't know, just so much. I mean, but especially the kesher to my father, my father Rabbi Itkin was something to me that was probably just out of this world, I guess, just for lack of a better. Yeah. Have Mashiach now and be back with us.
Gus, I'll tell you a story about your father with tonight of Eight Tavis. So this is probably about 20 years ago, 20 years ago. Those days were before Kahus had a proper working website and everyone buying online. And so the way they did Eight Tavis was we would bring in a bunch of svarim or catalogs, and we set up like 5-6 computers here, so people could order online, like to go online here to order from Kahus. So to set up the 5-6 computers, who's going to set them up? So Mehdi Fegelstock is going to come set them up. So I call your father and I say, Father, can you come set up the computers for us? He says, for sure, okay. He came in the night before Eight Tavis. He's sitting, he's putting, I think maybe it's actually like a piece of this year, maybe in the Matzah Shabbos. He came in and he's setting it up. If there wasn't much Shabbos, but the story, it couldn't be much Shabbos. You see the story in a moment. So he's setting it up, and as we're setting it all up, your aunt, Yankee, your wife, came in, and she sees her brother setting up the computers. She's like, Mehdi, what are you doing here? I didn't know that the next day he was going in for a serious surgery because he was sick, was going ulcer. And so I'm like this innocent guy calling Mehdi Fegelstock. He comes out the computers, and he comes, he's setting them up. And she's like, what are you doing? What are you setting up? I'm like, what's the problem? She goes, he's going in for a serious surgery tomorrow. And your father's like, what's haste? The Rebbe's in on him. What do you mean? I hate Tavis and set up a computer. The Rebbe's in on him. You have to be here. No question. That was a night I hate Tavis story with your father. Wow.
Hi, you come join us again? Well, you gonna come sit back down? Sitting for 3 hours. I just want to mention to you, everyone's in the Bible, like, that your father. The whole thing makes me uncomfortable because, I always remember Rabbi Ferris. Before the
label wasn't broadcasting
he would always
yet.
mutter under his breath.
Label the mic so
That's
broadcasting.
But it's stories. It's
still going on. We're broadcasting label.
The first time I met your father,
label is only on you.
We'll pause it.
The first one
he doesn't want it to be broadcast.
Thank you so much. I don't know.
What are we going to say?
First of all, I remember you make me that nice.
Give me the mic.
Especially the Lubavitch cops on the
Give me the mic.
First Shabbos here. First day here.
Not for me, don't worry. Not for me. For Richie.
We don't come into the show. We're going from the clinic takes me straight to your house. We go in, we start after maybe we start. We go in, somebody's sisters in the front room, and they direct us straight back straight to the back. I say, look, I am. It's like a whole bunch of guys there. Your father's next door. Here, he's always on time. It was a whole honor to me. That was like, I met your father. He wasn't even there. Like that, he was in his house, even though he wasn't there. Like that's his vibe. That was his scene. And I think about it because now even he's not currently in the living room, in the dining room, but the energy's there. He's like,
Chaim?
We talked a lot together. It's a short amount of time.
Oh, wow. That's it, you gotta see this.
L'chaim, L'chaim, I just want to say 2 words. If you want to listen, good. If you don't want to listen, also good.
Ooh, it's just threatening us.
I don't threaten anyone. I stopped threatening people a long time ago.
Ooh.
Anyways, no, don't put the
What happened? It
the-
just
I need to see people's expression when I talk.
It explained us why you stopped threatening people. What happened?
It stopped working.
Oh.
Because you don't follow through.
Okay, anyways, this is my, I only have a 3.5, less than a 3.5 history, 2.5 year history with him since I moved here until he passed away. It's 2.5 years.
But intensive history.
What?
In those 2 years.
Intensive history.
Intensive history. Before I also had history when I got married. I used to see him, he used to tell me on the tape. I actually remember that Simchas Torah of COVID that you're talking about, that I thought there was no COVID, but I came here, I thought and then all of a sudden I see this COVID, I'm like, COVID ended Shavuos.
Pittsburgh's a little slow. Takes
So,
some time.
okay, fine. So, I actually got kicked out of the Lubavitch Center. My kid wasn't wearing a mask, we got kicked out. But that's fine. I came back. No, that's not why I came back. Anyways, this is recorded. This is.
You need a therapist.
I don't need a therapist.
So where did you go when you got kicked?
Listen. I went home.
No, but after that, where did you go?
Wait a minute. I came back without my kid. My kid wasn't wearing a mask. Got kicked out by the president. Okay. Anyways, it's a different story. It's not about talk about Rabbi Itkin over here. Okay.
You're gonna say something about that this time.
Oh, I remember. Okay, that's a different story. They already said he was fumbling between every coffee. But Itkin got up over there, right, Yankee? After he got up and fumbling, saying stories, at least a half an hour between coffee. We didn't end till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We didn't
And
start.
did everybody get up and say,
Yeah.
what's your
Yeah.
shliach moment? What's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
Rebbe
yeah,
moment?
yeah.
You want
That was
everyone to tell
beautiful.
their own stories?
Yeah. Anyways, what did I want to say? So I love Fabrening with him in the corner over here. We used to make a corner. We used to Fabrening with Zevi and Itkin and Levi and whoever, Chaim, whoever was there, you know. Whoever got their seat, I used to save Rabbi Itkin a seat next to me. And then my shrer used to ask me to save a seat next to him. And whatever, that's how it worked. So it was your one memory I have from that Fabrengen. Levi, when did your son turn bar mitzvah? Not the son that just turned bar, not, it was 3 years ago. Who turned bar mitzvah around 3 years ago? Who? David. David Itkin says, no, what are you getting David for a bar mitzvah present? So I'm like, I didn't know how to give him a bar mitzvah present. I said, look at the sichas. I said, look at the sichas, was it? I said, sure, look at the sichas, no problem. So we got him, I said, look at the sichas.
It was the best tzedakah.
And listen, sir. So I said, do I have to, I told the bar mitzvah, are you going to learn the sichas? So I said, sure. I thought I learned it, not like me, that someone said, you know. Anyways, so, Lady went to New York, went to Kaz, that moment was like the best moment I had to give a bar mitzvah bacher a present, not because I didn't know Levi then, I didn't know his son, it can ask you to give a present. It was, I never had such a good feeling giving someone a present like that. Anyways, that was just a small little story. You go on. We're not going to. About different stories, but Chaim. Yehuda's going to share a few things. He was here for 50. Talmud.
Worked with him.
It's Rex work with.
By the way, if anyone knows Rabbi Itkin, he in the Mitzvah Kashrus, I'm sure he was there pretty often. Because Judah, I'm sure, screwed up. And he had to call him. Not him, but you know, they stuck in the kitchen. His workers, what happened?
Found many excuses.
Not excuses, Rabbi Itkin was in that kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost too much to yeah, I'm not,
Say a story, something.
what's that?
Say something, I don't know.
You're not a public speaker.
He's not a public speaker.
That everybody knows.
No, Judah, stop. I'm not a public speaker, so I don't usually, but I would like to say it.
Right.
No, it's not a public event.
It's not public.
What?
It's a lot less people now.
Yeah, I mean, I remember meeting Rabbi Itkin for the first time, probably 2002. We were moving to Pittsburgh. I was coming from Buffalo, from a sifta there. And I was in a pretty scary meeting upstairs with all the Anhala of the yeshiva here. Basically, they were trying to convince me to go elsewhere. There was a sifta in White Oak at the time, and that was the encouragement. And I said, yeah, I applied here, planning on coming here.
Your family was moving here.
Family had moved here.
Oh, moved here.
It was like the first, before you start, let's meet with you. I said something to them with, don't judge me on what I might look like, just maybe get to know me. I was 16 years old. I only really remember this story because Rabbi Itkin throughout the years has reminded me of this time and time again. Could be a random, we're in a hotel checking for the cash or something. Remember what you said? Always bring that up, and always bring up to the hotel staff who probably couldn't care less, but they can always mention, this is my Talmud, this is my student, I taught him in high school, again, not just one time, dozens of times. He just going into class, I mean, I wasn't the most studious student, but he always, whether it was letting me cheat on a chassidus test, pretending that he didn't know what was going on, while my classmate whispered the answers into my ear, just walking into a kitchen in the summer and forcing sex and nine to go down my throat. Always come in to, where I'd see him at least, probably once a week. I'm saying once I, after, I mean, always check on me throughout the years, going through, whatever I went through, different journeys throughout the before I got married, between after school and always caring, always there. Always, once I had the catering company here, got to work with Rabbi Itkin more and more. Always come in, we'd talk business, we'd talk, always whatever had to be done. And then, take off his hat, sit down in the office and say, so what's going on? how what are you doing? What are you always checking in, always making sure that I was growing, that we were doing good things within the community. Always had a way to uplift and keep me going. There's many stories, but listen very much, and try to keep reliving some of the things that he told me throughout the years to keep inspiring and to keep us going.
The song? Because this was the song that they made for when the Svarim came back. And because the Rebbe didn't really appreciate the party when the Svarim came back, the song got pretty much shut.
So what does it say?
Traumatic association.
It was supposed to be like the song when the Svarim came back. This was like the cover of the Svarim coming back.
By the way, there is one more thing that Rabbi Itkin used to do that better than everybody else. He used to get everybody to give tzedakah, even if they didn't want. Whatever it is, he always was able to get people to give tzedakah in a very lovely way. That's what I wanted to say.
So one of the did that our class was still watching something. We have a screen before this. It's outside.
Outside.
So we were so we were supposed to, so our class was back watching. So we were watching something back. One of the times
It always goes later.
We didn't know you already got it. You went to them, they got it. When did you get married?
No, it was Analyst. Wedding in New Orleans. That's too much to ask for me.
I was saying that
I'm not sure if it was. Maybe it wasn't Batchala, but something else.
right.
I got it from Yaakov.
Shliach, that's not shliach.
Yaakov had it. Was really fun. He was telling me what she He didn't get COVID. I did. I don't remember.
I still remember he's like
COVID, Yaakov is the one who gave it. That was my first one.
everything you know, you said.
Baby. You lose. I win. I'm a big mate.
If I bring in Hey Davis, Rabbi Itkin, and we didn't mention Rabbi Itkin's number one Hey Davis story about Zion Davis. On Zion Davis, the Rebbe said that everyone has the opportunity to write the bakasha for whatever they want. And so there was one bacher who asked that his team, whichever one in the Super Bowl, should win. Rabbi Itkin always said anything about it. The Rebbe gives you an opportunity to ask for something. He asks me for a stunk in a football team. Don't
waste it.
Don't waste the moment. It was one of Rabbi Itkin's go-to Bergblach. So the MS, even though the first year Hey Tavis, the Rebbe said about Zion Tavis, but the later years the Rebbe said that you made Hey Tavis, you made out. You said Hey Tavis, you made out. It's not Zion Tavis. You took all the mashka away, haven't you?
I'm sorry, I handed it out.
You handed it out. Schwilz ist gut für dich.
Yes.
It's really not good for you.
All good. We're all good. We're all together.
I lived in Denver for a year. Every couple nights, I would go to this like chaos, very yeshivish. I had to go to a friend of mine. So we copies just to some purpose. Right? We were going to
25-year-old, you know?
at night. It was all like very snaggy. You heard a lot of talk about that. You the Broncos in Denver.
And then they get back.
Somebody came up with me, some guy mentioned it. No, ask about this. Oh, really? You got all excited, like, oh, this means the Broncos are gonna win the Super Bowl? Like, we say it every day. It says Feidush, Tillum, Hashem doesn't give a shit about the Broncos. He doesn't care about the horses. What does he care about? What's the rest of the pasuk? About what's his name? Yiras Hashem. What a person thought. Cut this crap out. Tell you the mitzvahs. Super Bowl.
You don't care about the Super Bowl? That is a story.
You know what's funny? It was actually, my parents never let me play football as a kid.
They let you play football?
That was too dangerous. Too violent.
Your size, they were scared.
Right, exactly.
You were smaller then.
So no, I was very big even as a kid. I played baseball and soccer and basketball and everything. Right? I never played football though. I never understood the game. I never played football. I never understood the rules of the game. So even like later when I was in teens, 20s, whatever, people try and watch it. Oh, the football game. I'm looking at it like, I don't get it. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. I don't get anything out of it. It isn't like I don't have any geschmack. I'm watching this. It just looks stupid to me. But it's not soccer. I understand the rules of soccer.
So the World Cup, you're saying you're really into.
So I used to play for many years soccer. So I get it at least. But the rules, I don't get football.
So, Chaim.
Chaim.
I might say where you can.
Yeah. A bunch of Shayna stories.
I really couldn't knock it off.
England was a guy.
Like, and always one of these like, why are they stopping every 30 seconds? Like, what the hell is wrong with them?
Somewhere in Australia. Adelaide, one of these like
goes
places.
40 minutes, right?
And
Oh,
said what happened was
more.
his boy was coming through and told his father, sorry. Well, Ivry? Remember all the details? Sorry.
So they talked about him after he's a guy who could have asked for anything and he asked for.
So basically, this guy, his son told him that you're supposed to come to that bed, you could rent it up and you get any problems. I think it was Steve Fox. He said, you know, it's fine. All I said, I was going to So he said, I'm going fishing today. I want to have a successful fishing trip. So what happened was this guy said, he goes with his partner. We're going on fish, going on a thing. Him and his partner, they both put out their rods. And then his partner doesn't get anything. He says, massive salmon. That's fine. Good happen. After a few hours, his partner says, great, let's move to another place. Move to another place. Again, his partner gets nothing. He gets the other side. You see another boat down there. People like, we're here for hours. By the time it was over, him and the only guy in the whole place who got partially huge. Rough the word. Basically, when he got home, he told his son.
I know.
About how big.
And then the whole show spoke about it. Like when he came to show with his kids, like, oh, you're the one who care about. Back in the day, there was no one was allowed to speak.
That's why I talk about every regular wasted opportunities. I don't know. Maybe yours is more obvious, but
listen, L'chaim, we should have did as many opportunities we have today. Right? We should. They directed them. We had directed them for the right things. Back in the day, one of them, no one was allowed to speak on the podium. What?
Rabbi, what's his name? One of the Cohens, one of the legal Cohens, one of them bar mitzvahs was on the Shabbos. Rabbi Yosef wasn't here. Someone had to give the speech. Rabbi Itkin gave the bar mitzvah speech. It's not in style like it's going to be. He didn't get up and give a formal speech for the bar mitzvah Shabbos. He gets up. Because I want to share with you what my father explained to me. His bar mitzvah looked like an apple. And given our Gan said Rasha about the bar mitzvah Neville with the herring and the this bar mitzvah, that was the bar mitzvah speech. Remember? See? That was a good. I still be right. Not only his speech.
A few rare times that he took over the thing.
It's not only got speech. He was leaning over the stand, like you know, you're like hanging over the stand, like he's in the middle of the Fabring, like not like like the formal speech. He's hanging over the stand. Speaking about.
Pasha Susan Fabring. Bigger than he started.
Was broken.
7.
All these guys, it's funny. You have some guys who do a speech, and they come sit down, and then they start bringing. Right? They a little bit
Switch.
They change their style. Some guys, even when they're already up there on the podium, they're already bringing. And it's very.
Do you remember when Avraham Shtarmer came for this Gisling? He gets up. I don't know. He must have said L'chaim before he got up to speak. So first he
so shaken by the time he left.
He got up. He gets up. He's booming. Avraham likes booming. So
who's this?
Disturbing. Avraham Shtarmer. He likes booming the cloud. He got up. He must have been shaken. He got up and he's screaming. The people in Pittsburgh didn't know what hit them. They didn't know what hit them. Yeah. See this Gisling, and then no one got up there. Like he shook them out of there. I got a Hey Tavis good night this week. I was learning with Chaim, learning a mimer. Chaim comes every Monday, middle of the day. We learn,
oh yeah?
Yeah, 1 o'clock or something. David.
Avram.
Says it's his retirement. so we learned the mimer that the Rebbe said on Zeis Chanukah of Tashim and Bob. The Maimer is it's like a classic. It's a mixed Chanukah Vayigash Maimer, where Maisu Iker, Dafka through Maisi, Mamshich, Dafka through Maisi, Mamshich, not just Machshavat Chil, but the Hechsma days. So that's the Fabringen that the Rebbe also explained about the Indian of a Kitrug of Hey Davis. The whole idea that Hey Davis is a Ruchnis the Indian of a Kitrug is from that Fabringen. And the right there, in the beginning, the Rebbe spoke about Hey Davis. We never spoke about Yudbis Tammuz and Tashon Hey. It was all about the Svarim, my Bombe. It was more about the Svarim, about the Machliks about the Svarim. Once the court case started, then the Rebbe already started. That's when the L'shenis of Kitrug and that the famous Fabring and the famous Sichon Chelek Lamed about the Gislev about why do you have to have a new Kitrug? Why do you have a new Kitrug if the Kitrug of Alter Rebbe already answered that because it was a new Shlav and a Fatzah Samayonis, and therefore it was a new Kitrug. That's Sicha, that's what the Rebbe said about Hey Tavis. In other words, the Rebbe is essentially explaining that the Kumtis as an I Kitrug Chassidus is because it's like a new Kitrug Chassidus. That's what the Rebbe, that's clearly what the Rebbe was. A new
revelation.
Shlav. The Rebbe doesn't, in the Fabring, the Rebbe doesn't speak about Hey Tavis straight out. The Rebbe is speaking more like Yitzis Kislev, right? It was more like, a back-ended way of saying it. So, what's the Rebbe Geret? Like, I don't know that the Rebbe Klar Geret. What's the Kitrug on Deir Shvi? What's this L'chura? It's facing this Maimer. What's the whole? The Kitrug of the Alter Rebbe? The Rebbe was Masber. Was because now Nafat Samayonis was in even from Ispansu, even of the Alter Rebbe of Chabad. What's the whole word of the Maimer? That Hamaisu Iker, the Mamshach was ein Alten Maisu Epel. What did the Rebbe change in Deir Shvi? In other words, so you can look at it and say, like it toss Aimrim that the Rebbe Kiva created a new Chabad. What's up to Rebbe get? Rebbe took 6 generations of Tevis Chabad. And there was up to Teit Shemayis Pepel. What's shlichus? Shlichus is in da. There's no Chabad is out the Rebbe. No, the Rebbe gemacht an Aya Chabad. An Aya Chabad, that's what Samayonis, or shlichus and Mefzoyim, shlichus. Shlichus and Mefzoyim is the Rebbe cashing in the Chabad of the Alter Rebbe. And what's the change? Be lying. So it's out of Samayonis. Be lying. It's in Machshava, it's in Chabad, it's in the Svarim, it's in the Fabringans, it's in the davening and the learning and the yeshivas and the bottom of drashas and kelim. So good. So we got through that kitrut. We got through. The Rebbe broke through that kitrut. Chabad could be learned. But now this is not just becoming in Ruchni. This is becoming in Elam Haza Mamish. And Amamshal in Elam Haza Gashmi. That Chassidus Chabad is a way of life, the Gashmius. And it's not at least I would see this nefesh ma'aser not talk back to happen. You can do avedis. Shlichus is going to be not it's not a behavior. It's a mitzias of an Elam Haza. And now you become a whole new mitzias of Chabad in Elam Haza. It's an ayah dagan of Fatzmayonis. It's an ayah kitrut. That's why. What did Rebbe explain? When did Rebbe and after Hey Tevis? What's the biggest push after Hey Tevis? The Rebbe's biggest push after Hey Tevis is Batei Chabad. Every person, every house, every person. Same was before. No, I'm saying is what? No, that's it. No, I didn't say nothing happened in Memvav that all of a sudden dead. It's a kittik on the Rebbe's own nesias. It wasn't like in Tashrein something changed. Saying that this is the kittik on Deir Hashvi. What's the kittik on Deir Hashvi? What did the Rebbe do different than the previous generations? Was bringing everything in Ma'aser Pel, and that's the Maimer that the Rebbe said in Fabring. And the Maimer, the Nikud of that Maimer is again, it's a classic Maimer of Heichah. It's not Pshat the Rebbe said a unique Maimer then, and this is that. It's I'm not from these finding niggas. It's a Parshas Vayigash Maimer. Every Parshas Vayigash Maimer is about the Iker, Ma'aser Iker. It's a class. I mean, starting from the Alter Rebbe today. That's the theme of Parshas Vayigash and Chassidus is Maisa Gadol. That's the theme of Chassidus in Parshas Vayigash. But I'm saying obviously that's the Maimer that Rebbe said. I'm not Fabring. This is not Parshas Vayigash really. This is Motzei Shabbos Chanukah Mikates. Okay, I guess it's Vayigash getting into that. It's Parshas Mikates. So Motzei Shabbos Mikates. The Rebbe's already talking, and it's a Chanukah Maimer. It's not Vayigash. I wasn't clearly speak about Vayigash. But that's like, the Teichen of the Mara for that. And that's why, what did the Rebbe speak? What the Rebbe spoke about after Hey Tevis? What's the biggest push after Hey Tevis in that time? Is that you have to be Batei Chabad. Batei Chabad doesn't just mean Shluchim, but it means every house, every kid has to have a base Chabad. By the way, the first time I ever changed Mashko, the Rebbe said, Tashram Zayin, the Rebbe said everyone has to have Batei Chabad, and the kids should make Fabrengens in the room. What do we know about Fabrengens? We're 9 or 10-year-olds. 10-year-olds, Fabrengens, it's okay, but the Rebbe only said 4, so we're saying 4 times the time. 10-year-old kid is trying to go 4 times. But whatever happened once or twice, and then everyone realizes it. Then you're like, oh boy, stronger.
This is not going in the right direction.
This is way too high. No. Anyways, the point is that this is L'chudah. This is what Hey Tevis is. Hey Tevis, I might say, I say he has not this outstanding things Rabbi Itkin. But Rabbi Itkin, if you take a look, Rabbi Itkin, how many fella says, I wish Rabbi Itkin forgot more than I know. Nigla, Chassidus, Alanda, Ateri. But no, the opposite.
He didn't present himself.
So I'm saying, one second, I'm getting to that point. You think about Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon, in the world, what's Josh Gordon known as? The world Chitas. In other words, most people learn Chitas and Ambam Teda. Josh Gordon, a masterful teacher. Until the internet came around and Chabad.org put on Josh Gordon, Gordon was not known as the Gresta Lamdin and teacher in Chabad. He was a masterful shliach who set up one of the most successful networks of Chabad houses in a close proximity. in the valley, and that was like, Josh Gordon was a ish abad poel. It was a big bad poel.
Said he just taped it?
What?
So
No, and then all of a sudden, and he started giving shurim, and all of a sudden, there's a new dynamic. Which what I mean is that the people aren't a mold. People are multi.
But he wasn't a guy that had him learned. Like it wasn't that.
I know what I'm saying is, but
in yeshiva, it wasn't his MO.
Say with the poel mamish is people are multi. There's different angles. Shiva panim l'shliach. Yeah. You say the same thing, Rabbi Itkin. Rabbi Itkin didn't present himself as the Gresta Lamdin, as the big learner. There was a gavus. What did he present himself? In a day of Shvid. What's day of Shvid? Poel mamish. Isha ma'isa. Eat from Mitzrayim. Eat from Avos Yisrael. I'm not saying. But shleik das atayim. Weiter, what's practice saying? It's not pshat in the Maimer. The Rebbe explains. Not that the Maisu Iker. Maisu Iker because in Maisi Imam Shech the Madregas. In other words, what the Das Atoyim is Kilu. The Rebbe created a new Chabad. Chas v'sholom. The Rebbe created a new Chabad. The Rebbe genommen Chabad and that's upgeteicht the Maisa. It's one. It's a two sides of one coin. If it's a Maisa that's upgesundet from Chabad, it's nicht Maisa. It's nicht Chabad. Chabad's Chabad. Aber then, der Rebbe aufgetan, that Chabad hat sich abteitschen, sich herabkommen in der Maisa bepeilen in der Mensch. See, that guy's like Rabbi Itkin, that's what you see. It's not pshat, okay, there's Rabbi Itkin in the land. Rabbi Itkin, the Mashpia, was face Chassidus. Then there's Rabbi Itkin, tut the Mefze Kasher, tut the Avos Yisrael, helft Ayid, how it's going to find. Kilu, there's the Rebbe once spoke about the people that say that the Rambam, there's the three Rambams. There's the Rambam from the Meir Nevuchim, the Rambam the philosopher, and the Rambam the Ish Halacha, Mishnah Torah. He said, Chas v'sholom zu sagen is the three Rambams. Same Rambam. It's different elements of the Rambam, the different expressions of the Rambam. It's the Zober Rambam. It's not Pshat Oz, Ayida Torah, Ayida Mitzvahs. It's a Mitzvahs. It's the same Mitzvahs. The same Mitzvahs that's in Avos Yisrael is an expression of the same Mitzvahs of the London. The same Mitzvahs of the London is the same Mitzvahs that expresses itself in Avos Yisrael. It's all one. It's all one personality. It's one personality that expresses itself in different ways. But that all comes as a result of the Emeskite Chassidus. A person, there's some people by Zeis Chassidus, they learn Chassidus, and Ma'aser Poel they're not shaykh. By Zeis Altsmai, they're sitting and learning. I don't mean Ma'aser Poel and they're not good organizers. They're not good in uptight shemas malen, meaning the behavior doesn't reflect their learning. There's some people that they're good behaviors. The hadassim and the lulavim. Some people are good lulavim, some people are good hadassim. It's the way it is. And then there's some people that they do both, but there's a upgeshet situation. There's a separation, disconnect between the two. What's this chassidus? Chassidus is emes. Emes avay leilam in everything. Emes avay leilam means in every element. Diktzachaysin for chassidus. What's diktzachaysin for chassidus? That Chabad is nicht Chabad on Maisa, and Maisa is nicht Maisa on Chabad. So when you have an Emes Chassidus Yid, Emes Chassidus Yid is a Yid was learned, and Emes Chassidus Yid was tut, and Emes Chassidus Yid is was in the tune, Diktzachaysin to learn. That it's not two separate things. That is the expression.